I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced a $6.5 million investment in civics academies. DeSantis resumed his attacks on critical race theory and gender theory, stating that civics academies demand students think about divergent opinions and reject, quote, groupthink. The Florida governor is running for re-election and, other than former President Trump, has the best chance of any Republican in winning the 2024 GOP presidential nomination. He has embraced the culture wars of late, taking aim at woke ideologies he claims are permeating public schools around the country. Take a listen to DeSantis' remarks.
Jay, I want to thank them for hosting us, and I want to thank Dr. John Avendano, the president of Florida State College at Jacksonville, for opening the doors and opening the campus for us. We also have the Commissioner of Education, Manny Diaz, is with us. He's been doing a great job, only a couple months of getting a lot done. We also have Dr. Angela Falconetti who's the president of Polk State College, joining here with us. We have the mayor of Jacksonville, Lenny Curry. We have the new sheriff, Pat Ivey, who I hear is doing a really good job. And then we have Senator Jen Bradley, Representative Sam Garrison, and soon-to-be Senator Clay Yarborough with us here today. So thank you all for coming. We're proud of Florida's post-secondary education system. Our colleges and our 12 state universities are ranked #1 in the nation for post-secondary education, and we're proud of that. We're also very proud of the fact that since I've been governor at our universities, there have been no tuition increases at any of the universities, and so we actually believe in affordable. So one of the things that we've done since I've been governor is set a goal of improving workforce education in the state of Florida. As proud as we are of having good universities that are affordable, we also understand that a 4-year brick and ivy university is not the only way people can succeed. And in fact, it's not the best way people can succeed, certainly not the best way to go $150,000 in debt with a degree in zombie studies, I can tell you that. So what we want is to be able to provide multiple pathways for people to be able to be successful, and that means career and technical education. So you've seen some of the stuff that we've been able to do with our Florida college system. In the last few years, they've added 11 baccalaureate degree programs in high-value fields like healthcare, cyber, information tech, also doing other things to respond to local employer demand, like commercial driver's license. We've done huge increases in slots to teach people to drive these big trucks. Can make a lot of money right now doing that. There's very high demand. So we want to make sure we'd be able to do it. And we've added 50 new apprenticeship programs in the last few years, which I believe some of the best education is actually being on the job and learning how to train from people that know what they're doing. So we have over 330,000 career and technical education students enrolled in programs across the state of Florida. So we've done a lot, and we're going to continue to do more to make sure that folks have opportunities to succeed, particularly opportunities to succeed that don't require you to go deep into debt in order to get the credential. We're also, at the same time we've done the workforce, we've done more than any state in the country to promote civics education in the state of Florida. And if you think about what we need to be doing, you hear an awful lot about some people want all this ideology in. We've gotten that out. We've got CRT out, gender theory out, making sure that we're focusing on the basics of reading, writing, add, subtract, history, English, all these core subjects. One of the core subjects that's important for all of our students is to understand the foundations of our country, to understand the Constitution of the United States of America, to understand things like the Bill of Rights, to understand the different philosophy, to understand the important episodes throughout American history, that have been really significant. And so we've done a lot to further that. We launched a Civics and Debate initiative a few years ago. We now have 60 school districts involved in civics and debate, and we're hosting the national championship in Orlando this fall. We started with a $5 million contribution from Bernie Marcus from Home Depot, and now we've added state funds every year to supplement that. And here's the thing about the speech and debate. What it's teaching these kids to do is to think critically, think logically, learn how to reason, but also to see things from different perspectives. Because when you're doing speech and debate, they will give you a subject, and you may have to take the side of the subject that you don't necessarily agree with personally. But you know what? Being able to do that and seeing issues from another perspective forces students to be able to make strong arguments, to be able to, understand the facts that maybe benefit your argument, that are on the other side, and being able to do really one of the things you look at some of these universities around the country that have been so inculcated with ideology, the problem is, first of all, that's not the proper role of a university, but the bottom line is it ends up just being groupthink. Those people are never challenged on their assumptions. There are students across this country that graduate from universities without ever having their assumptions challenged when it comes to a lot of these things. And so with speech and debate, you may be on a different side than what you personally believe, and so that's going to cause you to think critically about the assumptions that you're bringing to bear, see things from other perspectives. So it's been invaluable. It's really taken off like a rocket, and I think we'll end up having all 67 counties soon, but clearly a state as big as ours, when you have that many counties, that's a huge, huge deal that we've been able to do. We also are administering now a citizenship-style exam for high school seniors. People that immigrate to this country have to take a naturalization exam. Unfortunately, a lot of them know more about our country than our own native born sometimes. So we want to make sure that we're identifying, and this is for information. We're not saying that you have to pass to graduate, but eventually we may get there. I think we've got to build up the civics curriculum to get to that point. But clearly, this is something that's significant because when you leave our school system, you're a citizen. Most of them are either adults or will turn adult very quickly, and you're going to be called upon to exercise the duties of being a citizen, and that's something that's very important. Our approach to civics is a knowledge-based approach to civics. Now, that's not the same as every place in this country. There's a movement around the country to do what they consider action civics. So knowledge-based civics, we're teaching students to understand the foundations, understand the ideas, understand important events. Action-based civics is basically trying to get people to be political activists. And knowledge-based civics is something that's applicable in any field that you're doing, because you can be very successful in the private sector, still be an engaged citizen. You can be in office or government or things like that as well. But it doesn't mean that understanding the country necessitates that you're going to dedicate your life to doing politics. And so our approach is much broader. Our approach, I think, is much more accurate in terms of the history, and it's not trying to put the students to pursue a certain particular agenda. And so what we're announcing today really flows from, our belief in knowledge-based civics. We don't think that good civics is just simply trying to train people, to be professional activists. We think it's providing a much broader foundation that people can apply in any aspect of their lives, regardless of where they go. And so today, we're here. We've done a lot in the high schools, and part of what we've done in the high schools, we actually have now civics training for teachers. If they go through the training, they get a $3,000 bonus. So this is something that's really hitting key aspects, particularly of the founding of the country, some of the debates that went in to crafting the Constitution, and that is something that's very important to have as a foundation. If you understand all that stuff, most of the stuff that's happened in the last 200 some years grow out of the application of those principles. I mean, when Lincoln was standing there, at Gettysburg, he was hearkening back to the Declaration of Independence. When we were fighting World War II, we were fighting for a free society against Nazi Germany. When Martin Luther King was on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, I have a dream. What was he citing? he was citing the Declaration of Independence. And so these principles are enduring, they're really universal, and they've really animated most of the key aspects of history. So that's what we're able to do in that. And then now with a knowledge-based civics curriculum in high school, the question is how can we link that to some of our workforce training and workforce development? And that's what we're here to be able to do today. So today, what we're doing is really a one-of-a-kind workforce program to help students who may want to be involved in different types of government service. We are awarding $6.5 million to launch 3 civics academies here at FSCJ, one at Polk State College, and one at Broward State College. And so what these are going to do, they are actually going to partner with their local school districts. Students can enter the program as early as 9th grade, and over the course of the next 6 years, 4 in high school, 2 at the state college, they will be provided the knowledge base and the tools to potentially have a career in public service. They will be linking students with things like apprenticeships, internships. This is stuff that, I mean, think about the applications here. Someone that wants to go into local government and become like a county manager, people that want to work in a state agency, you know, what kind of a foundation are they having? And this is really what we're providing here, the ability for them to really excel. And if you go through a lot of this and you choose to do other stuff, this is still going to be very helpful for what you're going to be doing, because you're going to be. So these 3 civics career academies will launch with 1,000 students basically a year from now, August of 2023. So they're going to have opportunities to get everything ready. They're going to have opportunities to notify people that this is out there. And I think there's going to be a lot of interest in being able to do this. And so if you think about the different applications, whether it's local government, state government, I mean, it could be someone that eventually wants to go into law enforcement or wants to be a prosecutor. There's a whole host of different things that this is going to be very, very good for. So I'm proud to be able to do this. We have I have the check here, so if we want to have the presidents come, we can do a quick photo with this, and then we'll let some other folks talk about it. Yep. Take that. I don't know if that'll cash, but you can try.
We'll try.